Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Look, this is going to be a real quick video. I am going to do a Monday morning sort of podcast tomorrow to talk about all the boxing from the weekend and a few other topics, but primarily we're going to talk about the Buatsi whole event, and we're going to talk about the Para versus Thompson whole event. But I've now watched this Buatsi versus Parker fight for a second time. This time I watched it without commentary. I've seen mixed reviews of this fight. Look, overall the fight was dreadful. It was so boring. It was poor. Neither one really excited. These two guys are two guys that were thinking, they're 1-2, maybe this was it before a title fight. And neither fighter really showed why they deserved to be in a title fight. Neither showed that they have the ability to win a title fight. Neither really showed their case to, even if they can't win a title fight, at least engage the audience, make an exciting fight so people tune in and watch a title fight. It was just a poor fight overall. Not much action. But the controversial decision at the end, now, the commentary team of Darren Barker, Carl Frampton, Barry Jones, they had it, well, Carl Frampton's card had it 9 rounds to 1. Darren Barker agreed, Barry Jones agreed that maybe it wasn't 9-1, but they all unanimously agreed that it was a bit of a robbery, that no matter what, Joshua Buatsi did not win that fight. And I agreed with that sentiment when I first watched it. I've rewatched it again. I still agree with that sentiment. I don't agree with the 9-1. I think that's really rough on Buatsi because Zach Parker didn't do anything exceptional. It wasn't amazing. He didn't obliterate Buatsi in every single aspect of the fight, but I thought in most of the fight he got the better of it in every single sort of aspect, whether it was at distance, whether it was in the clinch. I thought Zach Parker did the better work, and especially from the distance, he did the better work. We know Buatsi likes to get in tight. Zach Parker, yeah, he was falling on his ass a lot of the time, but Buatsi was pulling his head down. He wasn't doing anything to say, well, yeah, your forward pressure was there. Yeah, you were grabbing onto him, but you weren't throwing many punches. You weren't landing anything. You didn't rock him. You didn't look like you were really dominating Zach Parker throughout the fight. For that, I don't see how Buatsi won that fight. For me, it was clearly Zach Parker. And then you look at these stats. I've got them here. Parker threw 326 punches overall, landing 100. Buatsi threw 368, landing only 76. 66 power punches landed to 33. That is where the fight was easily won for me, Yeah, Buatsi landed 11 more jabs, but I don't really remember him jabbing that much. And Zach Parker seemed very comfortable at range to just duck under anything Buatsi did, hit him, switch hit him like we know he did. And for this reason, I can't work out how they've given Buatsi the decision. Like I said, we're going to go through it more on Monday, but I want to hear you guys in the comments. Let me know before I make this podcast episode what you guys thought of the fight, what you thought of the decision, and what do we do about these judges, because Zach Parker's career, life could have changed because of a really bad call tonight. He could be in a title fight if it wasn't for that call. He could be making a lot of money if it isn't for that call. We don't know what's next for Zach Parker. We don't know what's next for Buatsi, but the fact that he was robbed of the opportunity of whatever comes next is the problem, because for me, there is no way in hell Buatsi won that fight.